Hi everyone, this is Snobservation.
Yes, we're episode 2, correct?
Yes, this is episode 2. I'm Priscilla, your
And
favorite
I'm Hazel.
doll.
Sorry, I'm interrupting. I'm Hazel, your resident multi-dimensional interplanetary delivery box being. Sorry, you were saying something?
We'll get the intro down eventually. We'll figure out the game eventually.
No, we don't need to figure it out. We're always on top of it. Remember,
We're
this
always
is an
great.
observation.
Oh, I had a great intro.
Where everything we say,
Your favorite doll with a scathing adoration for the arts.
and your favorite box being with also scathing takes,
Yes.
where we are always right and never wrong.
Oh, of course. We are
Mhm.
the peak of opinion, the height of
Yes.
artistic knowledge. And today,
No.
we are talking about the 2004 movie Butterfly Effect.
You know, I know we watched this, and I'm just always like, your apprehension is so funny, but also I understand that apprehension.
You get it now.
I
You get it now. He gets it.
I get it.
He didn't. I think he forgot the Ashton Kutcher acting
No,
vibes as well.
No, I know the Ashton Kutcher vibes and the amount of beef you have with him, but
You
it's
didn't
still
realize
very nice.
You didn't realize how hard I would be going.
Oh no, I saw you showed me by proxy of what you were placing in our chat.
Oh yes. I have saved a variety of sources in our DMs that I will be discussing later. But yes, we have been working on recording, and we had the misfortune, nay, the fortune, because they can't all be winners. We have to show our anger sometimes,
We have to be critical, otherwise we wouldn't be fair.
and it's good. It's good for our artistic palates to watch movies we would never expect to watch, even if we end up hating them anyway. But yes, as you can tell, chat, we did not enjoy this. Shockingly, we did not enjoy the 2004 Ashton Kutcher movie. I have
found
the
it middling at best.
Yeah.
Priscilla, I believe, really did not like it, and I understand why.
yeah. I have many thoughts, but I will start by pulling up the synopsis on Wikipedia. As Ruby
Bless
set the wonderful
Wikipedia.
standard, we love the standard she set, and so we will continue the standard of going over the synopsis completely and interjecting as we go.
Yes.
So we have the character Evan. Evan is a very troubled child. Very, very troubled. He has severe trauma. Immensely
Yes.
severe trauma. None that we would wish on any child. This, I have to say, the actor who played the child Evan, so charming. Every scene where he was Evan, I was enchanted.
Whoever played young Evan, and honestly I'd say even teenage Evan,
Teenage
really
Evan
good.
was very good too, yes. Teenage Evan was amazing, actually.
Yes.
He sold the vibe immensely. He was very, very good. The
We don't
child
care
and
about-
teenage were amazing.
We don't care about an adult Evan, but anyways.
We will get into adult Evan once adult Evan shows up.
Don't worry, that's all you. I'm just excited.
But yes, a lot of traumatic events happen to him, so he experiences frequent amnesia. This is something I can relate to, actually, that I didn't bring up to Azel. I had a lot of traumatic medical episodes when I was a child that has caused me to have immense memory loss. I don't remember, I mean, people always say they don't know much about their childhood, but I imagine that you remember, like, people you knew and, like, things you did vaguely. Nuh-uh.
Yeah,
Not a thing.
kinda.
Not a thing, babes.
Oh.
I don't have anything. I had childhood epilepsy, which famously, epilepsy is not great for retaining your memory. And like, I didn't even get to use it to get out of PE and stuff. Like, what the fuck? What was the point?
Really?
No. They were like, you're not having a seizure right now. It's situational, blah, blah,
You're
blah.
not having a seizure right now. It's okay.
Right? They were like, blah,
That's so
blah, blah.
I'm gonna save my anger for later.
No, this is a good moment. We're having a good one. This is part of the thing. Don't worry. But yes, I found this aspect of the character relatable. Not in the specific traumas he experienced, but in the fact that his traumas caused a fair amount of memory loss and like complete blank spots of his knowledge, just that he doesn't remember massive spreads of time. That was immensely relatable to me. Like there is a very specific event when I was a small child where I had a very unkind nurse who was trying to take a blood test after I had dealt with some head trauma. She wanted to do the blood test just to be safe, you know. And she basically caused my phobia for needles.
Oh no.
That's the running theory, given I can't remember much from the time, but
Okay.
that is the running theory, since that is like one of my first experiences with needles and the one with the most severe surroundings.
Okay.
So this part of the character I related to. It was refreshing to see a child, as much as I do not wish this upon any child, it was refreshing to see a child dealing with something so real to me. But his traumas are a lot more varied than mine, I will say. He was forced to create certain videos by a friend's father with said friend, which was very traumatizing. He was also nearly strangled to death when visiting his father, and then his father is killed in front of him by the guards because he was in an institution.
Yes.
He was involved in an incident where he accidentally killed a mother and infant daughter while playing with dynamite. That is one he massively blanked out. He never even was aware that happened until someone explained it to him. He was like, they were just waiting for the dynamite to blow up, and then suddenly they were running away.
They were in the middle of the roads running away, and Evan didn't know why.
It was, oh God, yeah, exactly. These massive blank spots were what really were relatable to me. And one of his friends actually ends up burning his dog alive as well, which
I believe that was Tommy burning another Evan's dog.
Yes, that was Tommy burning Evan's dog alive. There was just a lot, and it's incredibly reasonable that he had such severe trauma from all this.
Yeah, Evan growing up just had. I don't even think bad is like.
No, bad is an understatement, really.
Bad is a severe understatement, but I'm like, I don't know what other words to use.
He was given a rough hand in life.
I don't even think this is a rough hand. This is like the worst hand possible.
I don't even want to say he was an outlier, because given what we've seen of that specific town, it seems like that was fairly normal for children to be traumatized there.
I don't know where this town is in old US of A,
it
but
was not really named, I don't think.
Yeah, but that neighborhood is
that was a
not
rough
fun.
One. No, it was very unkind.
It looks nice.
No, it was really harsh, and it's completely reasonable that he developed this sort of trauma that his brain protected him from. He was advised, his mother actually took him to a therapist at the institution his father was at. She took him there regularly for help, because it was like the only place in the area that had therapists. This guy was doing his best. I have qualms about his patient methods.
Okay.
Well, there's that bit where he's trying to like bring the kid out of the hypnosis, and he has no calming techniques or anything.
Okay.
He's just like, come out, and I'm like,
that's not right.
No calming techniques, please. None of them. You're not gonna bring someone out of a panicked state by making them more panicked. Basically, you need to consider your role as a peacekeeper in the room. That is generally how you should be approaching a therapist role, I do believe, as someone with no such degree.
No, it's fine.
But I do believe that therapists should be aiming to not re-traumatize, shockingly, but give a child the space to find their safety. I believe he was doing his best, but I also think given the time, he didn't have as much knowledge as we do now.
Yes, I think the best they could do was whatever the therapist did and then get an MRI.
Yeah. Which, another thing I share with him, I also went into many medical devices as a child. I had an EEG, like the sleep test thing, where they put all the things on your skull. The little squishy pads.
Yeah.
Fun fact, you don't actually have to go to sleep for those. You just have to close your eyes and relax and pretend you're in REM sleep. And they'll they'll cope with that. Depends on the test though, I think. Sometimes they do but the thing is they can't induce sleep, otherwise the results are skewed.
So it has to be natural.
It has to be natural, which is part of the issue. So sometimes they'll just say, don't let your kid sleep before the test.
No. I mean, I understand, but no.
No, it hurts. It's rough. And then an MRI as well. Those things are scary when you're a kid. I mean, they're scary as an adult, let's be real.
They're scary. They're still scary as an adult, and they're still as loud as you think they were if you did go to one as a child.
Yeah, they don't get quieter. They don't get quieter. They don't.
Just because you have a shiny new MRI doesn't mean it's still quieter.
No, it's the same technology in there. They haven't updated it. I mean, it works just as it needs to, but you know.
It works, but it's still loud. Oh my goodness.
They do let me pick the song on the radio now. They do let me pick the radio station.
I remember when I had to take an MRI when I was a child. It was like, okay, well, we're gonna play music, but you get to bring in the CD, and that was pretty cool. Yes.
I don't think we knew that we could bring in CDs or anything, so we didn't when I was a kid. So we just they didn't actually have music either. We just had the machine.
Oh, okay. I was spoiled out here with my Alvin and Chipmunks CD playing.
You were fucking spoiled. You can't.
Yeah, sorry.
How could you?
I'll make sure to bring Hoshio Marnie's next album to your next MRI.
Oh hell yeah! Thank you. I don't know when that will be, but I appreciate it.
Whenever that happens, I'll mail it. Express delivery.
Yeah. But yes, I wouldn't be surprised if all these medical tests and stuff also were traumatizing for the child. I will say.
Yes, they can be very imposing.
They were traumatizing for me. I won't lie. They did not help my sort of mental state around anything medical.
Oh no! Even I did. I'm gonna be. I haven't had the same. I don't know how many tests you have, but I'm pretty sure I had a third of how much you had, and I'm still scared.
No, it's very fair. It's a scary atmosphere, and people are only just realizing that you need to make these atmospheres more comfortable and safer. It's a problem.
You really do. You really do. It doesn't matter, okay, even though, the people running the tests can be as gentle as they want, if the environment isn't, allowing the patient to be comfortable, then it's going to be a lot harder.
Even just some colourful paint on the walls, goddamn. Stark white everything is everywhere is, not helping, babes.
Oh, okay, I'm going to give props to whatever facility they went to, because it wasn't always stark white. At least it had some, at least it wasn't white.
Oh, that's nice.
It was like a nice teal blue. It was still kind of sterile in terms of
Blue's
color choices.
Blue's
but it's teal blue, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So I'll give the facility that.
We were talking about a movie, weren't we?
Yeah, we were talking about all the tests and stuff. But
So yes, his therapist basically advises him to take journals of his day-to-day life to see if it helps trigger his memory. So he has mountains of journals now. And now we are jumped into the Ashton Kutcher times. We're in the Ashton Kutcher times, unfortunately. But this also includes our first timeline, which spoilers, it's a time travel movie.
Wait, pause. It's a timeline? Yes, it's a timeline.
Yeah.
It's time travel.
But a good thing about the fucking first timeline. Good, our goth man!
We got a goth roomie.
He's so fucking cool.
Honestly, though, the roomie, such a good roomie.
He's so cool. He's
Oh,
so cool. He's goth. He has
he's
multiple
rocking.
different hairstyles too. Like he has different hairstyles throughout the whole movie. They didn't just give him the one goth hairstyle and call it a day, which is really cool.
Yes.
He's also not skinny. He is not a skinny dude, and he is still bringing
Yeah.
bitches. He is
Yeah.
getting way more. He is getting
He's
way
getting
more
action.
hot woman than Ashton Kutcher is, and he's
He, like,
overweight. And it's like,
Mid
damn.
2000s US college. That's magic right there.
And I swear I saw him wearing black lipstick more than once. Hell yeah, we love to see it. Eyeliner too. It was really good. Every time this guy showed up, it was like a dopamine hit.
Yeah. And it was like, okay, sorry, like, I know we have like a film to talk about. Like, can we just talk about the room? Because, like, it's rare. It's so refreshing to see, like, okay, well, it's not really refreshing because a lot of, like, movies do it, but it's really nice to see supportive, chill roomies in any college dorm, you know?
Yeah, he was really cool. He was genuinely a very good dude. He was normal. Like he was just relaxed about being a nice guy to his roommate. Like they were genuinely friends.
Yeah. The banter was there. The typical college dorm roomies dynamic was there. It was amazing.
It was really nice. It was genuinely very nice.
But yeah, it's like Evan's now a psych major in college.
Worried about that. Worried about that
Not
guy being a
because-
psych major.
Not because it's like, okay, it's not because I don't want to be a psych major, but from my experiences, most psych majors or anything medical wise, that is a very painful, well, I say painful, but it's really just arduous in terms of like
There's a lot to.
degree.
It's
a
a
lot of
very
work.
intensive degree.
Yes, I didn't know anyone off the top of my head in terms of my friends in college, but I did know like a bunch of people going into the medical field. And it was rough, so rough.
Yeah, props to anyone in the medical field. Like that shit's tough. Amazing you made it through that, bitch. Wow.
Yeah, and mind you, if you're going back for extra, for all that extra stuff, which I don't remember, because I was a BA, not a BS. Props to you. You survived. You deserve it.
Yes.
I just wish it was in a better time frame because right now it ain't pretty.
No, I'm very proud of anyone who's currently in education and working the hardest to get through it. It's not
Yes.
easy. A lot of us can't do it. And it's very impressive that you make it through that and get yourself a full-ass degree for it.
You are doing so well, even though it doesn't feel that good.
You're in the middle of it, and
That's
that's why you can't realize how good you're doing.
You can't see it, but I'm giving you finger guns of support. All y'all out there.
Imagine these two little cardboard hands pop up and from underneath my desk here.
But back to Ashton.
Oh, Ashton. We keep we keep distancing ourselves from the Ashton of it all.
But we'll push through. Turns out Evan kept his journals from his childhood.
Yeah, he kept
They're
all
important,
of them.
but it turns out if Evan reads them, he can travel back in time and redo any part of his past.
Yeah, he found this out because like he brought back a hot girl from a bar, and she was like,
Yeah.
"Teehee, I usually find porn under people's beds." And I was like, "Yeah, probably, yeah." But then she starts trying to look through his journal, and I'm like,
No.
"Girl, this is
Don't
not
do
this.
that, but-
This is not the flirt you think it is. This is rude. This is rude."
This is like negative Riz. Why are you doing that, boss?
Kick her out of the room for that, for real. There is
Invasion of
another version of
privacy,
this movie where like he doesn't go back in time though, and he just works through his trauma with this hot new girl, and they like start dating. Like it just turns into a cute coming of age movie with her. I don't hate the idea of that, honestly.
But it's Ashton Kutcher.
It's a different movie though. We'll never see this beautiful idea that I have in my brain.
But it's still Ashton Kutcher. Are you gonna watch that alternate one, even if it's Ashton Kutcher?
No, I wouldn't, but you know, it would be better.
Okay.
It would still be better. I know it would
Bold
because it
word.
wouldn't. I wouldn't have to see his depressed ass. He does depression in a way that I hate.
Oh, I'm excited for you to turn into that when we get to there.
Oh.
I know you got a lot of ammunition for this film. I'm just waiting for you to fire it because I want to see it go off.
Yeah. So he goes back in time. Which one is he heard it first time?
I believe it's when he got the burn mark from the cigar when he was a teenager. It was the one where...
That's right, because
about to
suddenly
blow up
he
the
has this
mailbox.
marking on his tummy that he didn't have before.
Yes, so his first time travel, if I'm correct, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, it's time travel, is when he and his friends were about to watch the dynamite go off in the
Mailbox.
Yes,
That was a
and
cute
it turns out-
mailbox. I would have been proud of that mailbox too. What the fuck?
I would have been proud of that mailbox. I would have been angry that it would... Okay, low-key, I was angry that it was about to get blown up. So
It was really good. You don't see mailboxes that cool.
But also, like, it's a nice mailbox, but for me, I wouldn't own that type of mailbox. I'm more of a good old, plain old mailbox.
Yeah.
It's like math is math, mailbox is mailbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, so during that leap back, I think that's how you word, yeah, leap back into that time period.
He burnt his tummy, and then his like,
That's the cigar and cigarette.
yeah.
Gotta get my... And it
I will
turns
say
out
the
that,
Wikipedia
sorry, go ahead.
synopsis is incredibly sparse. So he tracks down Kaylee.
Yes, the childhood crush.
So this is the friend that he was forced to be in a film with by her father.
Yes.
She's still stuck in that town, which isn't surprising given her situation. It's very normal. It sucks, but it's normal. There's nothing wrong with her for being there still.
Yeah.
He tracks her down. She thinks they're just gonna like hang out and like chat and catch up.
No, Evan's like, can you give me deets about very traumatic instances that
Oh
happened?
my god, yeah. He tries to like make her relive her trauma out in like the street in the middle of the night.
Don't do that.
In the street, in the middle of the street, in the middle of the night. Like, boy, what are
After
you
work.
doing?
What? No.
You just saw some weirdo at her job grope her ass and she couldn't do anything about it. Leave her alone. She needs a friend.
Not even that. It's like, that's the first thing you say to someone who you haven't seen in how many years?
You didn't even call her. She says, you didn't call me at all. Did you even care?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It's like, so,
bitch.
oh, don't forget, he also did the same thing with Evan. By the way, he visited Evan before Kaylee.
Lenny, hun. Evan's the main guy.
Oh.
Lenny, yeah, he did the same thing with
yeah.
Lenny.
Oh, yeah,
He
okay.
tracks down Lenny. This is the kid who, this is his other friend, the one who isn't, Tommy. Lenny is pretty fucking cool.
Lenny's pretty cool.
Lenny's gone through a lot, though. He's cool, but he's been through a lot. He is, when we run into him, he is in his room, in his family's house still. It's his childhood room, clearly. And there's model airplanes everywhere, and he's working on one as Evan walks in. Evan, first faux pas he does is he picks up one of his models.
Oh yeah, you don't do that.
I'm not in the model scene. I know how delicate those bitches are.
It doesn't matter if it's like a model plane,
Doesn't
another
matter.
model gunpla,
It
you
don't
do
matter.
not touch that
You
without
don't.
permission.
It shows an arrogance. And the
Reckless.
inherent Ashton arrogance that irritates me.
Can we trademark that Ashton arrogance?
I think you'd get us, babe.
You probably would. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Lenny isn't happy to see him either. Shockingly.
Wow, who would have guessed?
Shockingly, Lenny isn't pleased to see him either. He is actually immensely traumatized by the mailbox blowing up and killing a child and mother. Because, you know what? He was the one who initially put the lit dynamite in the mailbox. He sees himself as a cold-blooded murderer and it fucks him up. He is not happy to see our man, Evan, and I wouldn't be happy either.
Not to mention all the abuse
Yeah.
and he suffered from Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy brutalized those kids. I understand it, now that I understand where Tommy was coming from, but he hurt them a lot, and they needed like anyone to give a shit about them. Any adult.
Yeah.
Their mum was, Evan's mother was a single mother working her ass off 24/7, Tommy and Kaylee's father was a piece of shit.
Absolutely.
Categorically a piece of shit. Mother was out of state, and they didn't go and live with her because of. Ugh, never mind. That's another thing.
We'll get to that.
And Lenny, I don't actually know what his parents were doing. I think they seemed like she seemed like she was a bit of a wet blanket.
Yeah, we don't know where. Did they mention Lenny's father at all?
No,
I don't remember.
I don't believe so. We only saw the mother.
Okay, now that you mentioned that, I'm like, okay, I see a running trend with all these families.
Yeah, she may have also been working 24/7, like Evan's mother. And there are like our moments with like the school principal and like the therapist where I'm like, there are people who care.
Yeah.
Those people care. Unfortunately, they have like full-time jobs. Find like a fucking daycare group or something. Jesus. A social group even. They have like youth groups, you know, don't they? Maybe not. The town was pretty small.
The town felt small, but I don't know where this town was.
No.
It felt small.
It also felt impoverished.
It felt pretty like small. It gave the small town vibes.
It didn't feel like it had much wealth either as part of it. I don't know if they had the funding from the government to have youth groups, you know?
Yeah.
Which wouldn't have helped. So, I mean, I get it. It's just, man, Evan fucking sucks when he grows up.
So, basically, after he visits his two former childhood friends, this is his first jump back, like proper jump, right?
Without really changing anything, just the burn on his tummy.
Yeah, and then after visiting his two friends.
After visiting them, Kaylee actually commits suicide.
Yes.
Because he, like, pulled up all that trauma out of her and reminded her that she was reminded that he's never reached out to her before this. Like, fucking hell. No wonder she committed suicide, but like the suicide appears to have been the trigger for him to really jump into those times.
Yeah, and start playing God.
Yeah. He develops like an obsession around her.
Yep.
I wouldn't call it love. He seems to think it is. I would call it an obsession.
I would also call it obsession. Man needs to. I want to throttle him. Want to throttle him.
I will say also, there's a scene before he does that jump, where his mother and him go and see a psychic.
Yes.
And the psychic basically says, "You have no soul." To him.
You do not have ley line.
You are nothing. You are not a living being. You're not meant to be here. And I'm like, that's so fucking funny. That's such a fucking like a funny setup for like more lore. Random psychic bitch says you fucking aren't real. Fuck you. Oh, and I remember taking a note. Hang on. His roommate has a really cool fucking bong. It was like decorated and stuff. It was really cool.
No. I'm like, oh, I thought it was like a big important no. It's like Ruby has a nice bong. It's like, honestly, that's pretty important too.
My main takeaway from this first like round before he started jumping is like, just own up to the things you fucked up with, and live your life. Move on. You are going to fuck up in life. You're going to hurt people. It's just the facts. But you need to recognize these hurts and deal with it.
Don't stay in the past. My God. Well, I guess that's the main theme of the film.
Oh yeah, it's trying to sell us that, but it's also telling. Oh, I gotta turn the AC on. It's getting warm. I'm talking too much. It's basically telling him the whole time, stop doing this. But something about the way it flows and just the Ashton of it all doesn't work for me.
Just the Ashton of it all.
Just doesn't work for me.
Like, I was reading through my notes, and like, I was like, there's too much Ashton, boss.
There's too much Ashton.
Yeah.
Oh.
Respectfully.
That's the alternate title for this episode. Too much Ashton.
Alright, you hear that, right? You hear that? Okay, but like.
Yeah. Okay.
So. First proper time line altering jump. Evan goes back to the time when
The scene.
he and Kayleigh were doing the film, except
It was just about to start, basically.
just about to start, yeah. And then young Evan, goes off on the dad and then scares him out of abusing Kayleigh. But while that does fix the timeline, there are major consequences.
I wouldn't say it fixed things. I will say
air quote, sorry.
Yeah. He assumes it fixed things.
You can't see me. You
No,
can't see
I
me
can't.
when I'm air quoting.
You've got no hands! How am I supposed to see the air quotes?
Look at me at your screen. I'm flapping my flaps.
He also, I will say, he doesn't just tell the dad to not do anything or he'll kill him. He also tells the dad Tommy needs more discipline.
Yes.
And this is what I fucking hated. Yeah, let's turn the dangerously abusive parent onto another child.
With more danger, with more abuse behind it now.
I've been holding back on why Tommy is the way he is, but I must say, Tommy has been in hyper-protecting mode of his sister this whole time because he knows what his father is, and he's trying to stop anything from hurting her. And because he's a child, he isn't just protecting her from the father, he's protecting her from everything. Anything that could hurt her, he is violent towards.
Yep.
And he, I imagine, was abused a lot by the father during that first timeline anyway.
Yes.
So, like, he was acting out. He had pent up frustration and fear. And what's a child going to do with that? They're going to get weird and aggressive. This is revealed later on in the movie. However, I need to clear my man Tommy's name. He was doing his best. He was just a kid. So, Evan has turned this abusive father's full attention onto one child. And, oh my god. This was the moment of no return for me with this character. Not just the Ashton of it, but the character. And I just, man.
No, I heard it. I heard it in your voice when we were watching. It's like, oh, and...
This man. Man. This time he wakes up and he's a jock. Strike two. Strike two.
Strike two. No. Hold on. Let me amend that.
Yeah.
Evan wakes up in this new timeline as what's it called?
Prep?
No, it's not a jock. Technically,
Frat
he
bro?
is a jock.
Frat bro?
Yes, frat bro. Thank you.
Is that not? Is jock and frat bro different? Is that like an Americanism that I'm not aware of?
No, it's technically like jock is like the generic term. I'm being specific because he's part of a frat now.
Ah, I see.
And frat people are usually jocks. Typically,
I see.
if there are like any nerdy frat people out there, somehow listening to this podcast, sorry.
Shout us out. Add a comment, boost us in the algorithm. Let us know you exist.
But my experiences, and my first roommate in college was a frat who was really chill. No rub against him, but like
still very
pretty
much
jock,
a jock. Yeah.
Pretty jock energy. So again, no rub on you. If you're somehow listening to this in the future, no shade on you, buddy.
Yeah,
you're cool.
You're confirmed cool by Azel, so I'm assuming you're cool. I trust his judgment.
Yeah, but like I'll like get into like my experience with like proxy frat
culture and stuff. Yeah,
frat culture and stuff. But like, this timeline he wakes up as a frat, frat boy D, but Kayleigh is now in a relationship with him, which is
she seems happy
I guess
too.
Cool in his book.
Yeah, she also seems generally quite happy. We do learn some stuff later though, and they start the day by having a great fuck.
Don't forget after he wakes up, he has a major nosebleed, which is a recurring theme in this movie.
Yeah, another relatable moment for me and this weird ass dude.
Yeah. On the one hand, very relatable. On the other hand, it's Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah. At some point when watching adult Evan, he just doesn't become a character anymore. He just becomes a version of Ashton Kutcher, which is part of the problem with Ashton acting. I will say that's like a major issue. He doesn't act. He just is himself, but different.
He doesn't act. He just Ashtions. Sorry.
No, it was good. It was good.
So yeah, so I almost called Evan Ashton. You get the point.
Yeah. You're putting the pieces together, guys.
But like Evan, you know, is
He's shocked.
funny. Like Evan is understandably shocked about what the heck is going on.
He was like, I had a goth roommate and now I'm a frat boy. What the fuck is wrong with me? What a downgrade.
I will admit, Evan being utterly confused as he tries to pass himself out as a frat boy during this timeline is very funny.
That was enjoyable. That was a little funny moment for me. We did also have a fun Americanism moment where he falls out of bed after just banging his hot girlfriend. She's wearing a camisole and underwear still, and he's got a towel on covering his naughty bits. The Americanisms of nudity are so amusing to me.
Go off.
They were just banging. Where are their bits? That's all I've got.
There were bits in like a scene like few seconds later.
Yeah, but it was only tits, and it wasn't related to intimacy, so it's different.
Yeah.
It's just something for them to look at. They don't have to assume that Ashton was in there, you know? They can just, the audience can just enjoy the tits without including Ashton into the situation, which I understand, but it is also just a weird hetero vibe. Nudity is so weird, guys. As an asexual person who isn't a prude, no shame, there's like two varieties of asexual people. There's the prudes and there's me. Who like views sex as like funny and like kind of interesting and like a good narrative device sometimes and like artistic, honestly, a lot of the time. People are weird about nude bodies and I hate it.
They very are.
I hate it. It drives me batty. This movie
It's okay.
has so many Americanisms surrounding nudity that drove me up the wall that every time it happened I took notes.
I kind of want to see how much notes you have now.
A lot of my notes are like bullet points, so I can extrapolate from them in the moment.
Yeah. Like after this, there's something. I'm just out of sheer curiosity because I will say this: our next episode, our next film,
it should be a lot more fun.
Should be a lot more fun, and I get to talk about that too.
Yay!
Because it's that time period.
Very important.
And
it's gonna be fun scheduling that one too.
Sorry. Anyways, back to this film.
Back to this film. We were thinking about beautiful times, unfortunately.
Beautiful, exciting times. Unfortunately, we were stuck with this. But Jock Evan, right? Frat boy Evan.
Fucking sucks. We all know this.
Yeah. So you know everything's all hunky dory. Evan's like going through. Air quotes hunky dory. Sorry. Evan's going through like his new routine, trying to like
learn how to
adjust.
His girlfriend
he runs into his old roommate.
Yeah, his old roommate hates him. Shockingly, the goth hates the frat bro. This is the biggest downgrade of this timeline. No more goth.
No more goth. Yeah. Not even that. It's also like just frat Evan is just terrible.
He's not even wearing the pink right.
He is not.
You can wear pink and look cool. He's not doing it. He just looks so lame.
He's
just
I'll
wearing
get into
pink
like
to
color
wear it.
schemes later, but I hate Frat Evan's fit so much.
Same. I know that they were kind of making it lame to like make fun of it, but at the same time, that doesn't work because he's a frat guy.
Okay, I'm gonna be real. I did not see it.
I'm meant to believe in the timeline.
Making fun of.
Oh, they were a bit, yeah.
Attempt. I genuinely thought it was a serious attempt on the costume department. No shame on the costume department.
Oh, for real? I just assumed that people make fun of frat bros in movies from this time because it was kind of a thing.
I don't know. Like, you can't tell me that they go so hard on the goth and then they, like, don't.
I mean, given how hard they went on the goth, I think the bias might be there.
The bias might be there, but also, like, I'm gonna be real. That is something some frat boys would wear.
Oh my god, you're joking.
I'm not.
Oh, my babies. Oh.
Okay. Most of the frat boys I've seen in passing dress pretty nicely, and then you see that those one or two is on like some weird weekend or something like, oh,
This is the first time their mother hasn't bought them clothing so fit.
Yeah, but kind of. Yeah. But like what they know how to dress. I think it's just the culture of the frat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's weird as hell. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for cluing me in on the weird cultures of Americans once again.
Or like the real culture of college.
Oh god, that is its own little culture, isn't it? I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Oh great. Yeah. So we also find out that he hasn't been making Kaylee come, like before he jumped into this timeline. The version of himself wasn't making her orgasm like much at all. Like once during each bang, maybe, if she's lucky. And I was like, Bo, you love this girl.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Is that issue on pre-jump Evan, like pre-time?
Yeah, but it was still him.
Yeah, okay, no, it's just making sure. Either
she
way,
like
it's
made a
skill issue.
comment about how she hadn't come that much before with him, and she was like, "What's going on with you?
Yeah.
Did you
I
read a
heard that
book
was,
or
like,
something?" So she was like, "Did you like read Did you read the Kama Sutra or something?" That was kind of the comment, I think. Because that was like the thing back then, the Kama Sutra. That was like the sex book. It's still the sex book, the definitive sex book, but like everyone in the West was finally reading it. Knowledge.
But like, come on, Jock Evan, Frat Boy Evan, skill issue, buddy.
God, that was a mess. That was a mess of a timeline, but we're still going. So it turns out his frat bro hands him a cheat sheet and he doesn't use it, but I thought that when he threw the cheat sheet on the ground by his chair that he would like get found out for cheating because they found it near his chair.
Yeah.
Because it was like such a focused in shot where it showed where it landed. Let me down for real. That would have been such a cool setup for a fucking
if I remember, that's the same class you took pre-jump.
He was still in psych apparently when he's a frat bro.
Yeah, I was like, okay, first of all, that cheat sheet ain't gonna cover the entire time.
Oh no way. But it's funny.
That like tiny, cute, like tiny square. Nah.
No, it was barely bigger than his palm, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay, I guess maybe during that timeline because they didn't have like. I saw Evan's PC. That ain't high tech, chief.
No, it was in the early 2000s still.
Yeah. So like we did have the internet. I'm getting college flashbacks. Never again, anyways.
We're in the college movie. What are you talking about?
But anyways, so post-test, we don't know what their scores are or whatever, if I recall correctly.
I'm kind of assuming he failed because this is frat bro timeline.
Well, also this is serious psych major Evan.
Yeah, but he hasn't been thinking about psych ever since this time loop shit started.
True.
He hasn't been studying or doing anything.
True. I'm giving him like the slight benefit of doubt, just
he
so
might
I can have something to believe in.
He might have like a just pass. He might like pass by like a smidgen, you know. That's the best he's gonna get, in my opinion. And he finds out he hasn't been treating Kaylee well though. Basically, like before he jumped into the body.
Wow. Who would have guessed?
Right? Crazy, right? And basically, he throws a big date night for her. It's kind of nice, but she's also wondering what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I would too if
I'd be
my
like,
partner did a extreme 180.
I'd be kind of like, am I gonna find out the next day that you've been cheating on me with 5 girls? You know, this is giving love bombing.
This is way too suspicious. My radars are
this is giving love bombing immensely. Like
I'm squinting.
It's suspicious as fuck. And then he finds out from one of his frat bros that his car's been fucking wrecked. And I was like really impressed by this car wrecking actually.
Yeah, since it was outside like the frat house.
Well, it's not just that, but like they went in on it.
They went in. Nobody heard it.
That car is non-salvageable.
Non-salvageable. Nobody heard it. In and out.
They didn't just like break out the windshield, you know. Like they fucked it.
They practically totaled it.
Yeah, it was good. I was impressed. It turns out Tommy's just gotten out of prison. It turns out that, well, Evan just found out that, oh my gosh, putting an abusive parent on one child makes them really fucked up. And so Tommy became more and more violent over time because he was acting out more over like actual abuse. Gasp! Le gas. Le shock.
Who would have guessed?
I fucking hate Evan. You're taking psych. Wake up. Anyway.
You know, for a psych major, Evan really doesn't have common sense. Anyways.
I'm trying to tell everyone this is not just the movie, but I keep getting angry. It's bad.
No. If you want to get angry at the movie, please. This is what Snobservation is for.
You're so right, bestie. So Tommy shows up at date night. Kaylee's telling Tommy and Evan to we're just gonna go home. I'm gonna go home with Tommy. Just try and calm down because she loves her brother. Yeah. She knows that he was just trying to protect her from her dad. Yep. Like she literally says that he's just trying to protect her from her dad because he saw all that shit, and she believes that other people will do that to her as well. Like, that's your father figure. That's kind of gonna impact you. A lot of people, when they have experienced what their father figure has been for them, they will assume that other people who are men will do the same, you know?
Yes.
And that's a very reasonable assumption because that is given that we're like, God, I'm going into psychology stuff. Given that as a species we really are meant to be group raising children, we'll have people going out to like hunt and things, and then like there'll be a couple of people staying back to watch the kids. The group raising thing, it's meant to give you varied ideas of how humans work. So if you are limited to just one, you kind of supplant that onto how everyone behaves. And so it makes complete sense why he would view the world this way. The only person he really trusts and cares for is Kaylee. So he gets more intense about her possibly being in danger. And I imagine he catastrophizes a lot. And this just really, he's just in a bad way. He really needs therapy and care and love. Mm-hmm. And he has never gotten it because it's 2004.
Yep. 2004 and Tommy got out of prison. So.
And Tommy got out of prison. He was in prison. That's not going to help. God damn.
If it ain't gonna help, it'll only make things worse.
Yeah. God, yeah. Oh. So yeah, Tommy attacks Evan because Evan is being a dickhead and saying, no, I don't see why I should be like moving away from Kaylee. This is stupid. His empathy is non-existent. He fucking sucks in this moment.
The frat boy anger is taking over.
Yeah, I do 100% believe that like the life that he jumps into influences him mentally.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
So the cockiness and arrogance is coming out a lot, and I fucking hate it.
The punchability is maximum in this timeline.
And so of course Tommy attacks him, as we all would. Mm-hmm. But Evan attacks him back aggressively and violently. He kills him. Yeah. He actually kills him, and it's made me so angry. Oh, the way it made me so angry.
No, go off. I'm angry about it, dude. Like,
so, yeah.
Evan, you had pepper spray. That's all you needed to do.
It was in his pocket. We literally have a scene of him putting it in his pocket.
No, he used it, but then Evan went too far and then grabbed the bat out of Tommy's hands and then started beating him.
Oh, yes. He used it and then he didn't leave.
And then he didn't stop.
It's like, man, there was no need for that. You guys just need a quiet room and to be able to, like, talk. Tommy has so many walls up and he's upset and angry.
Yeah.
Give him a minute, babes. He's a traumatized kid in the body of an adult. So he is sent to prison.
Anyways, he gets into prison.
I hate prison. I hate the prison industrial complex. This isn't the episode to go into all my feelings on the prison industrial complex. However, I'm not angry about this consequence in a character sort of moment. I'm not angry at this consequence. He earned this slap on the wrist, so to say, because he was imprisoned on self-defense. After a few of those punches, it's no longer self-defense. Let's be fucking for real. And he's still being a little bitch. He berates his mother. He berates his mother, who's kindly visiting him. She's blonde now, by the way. I forgot to mention, she was a brunette for most of the movie, and then in this timeline she's blonde, and it looks really bad on her. She looks so washed out and old.
It's a bad shade of blonde.
She looks really washed out and old, and it's not good on her. She looked way healthier as a brunette. But she says that she can't find his journals because he's like, I need my journals. I need my journals.
My journals. Wee.
He never like explains it because people already think we're crazy, bitch. You might as well.
Yeah.
It might be good for the insanity plea, you know. But she does bring him a couple actually. She gives him a few.
Yeah.
And he like berates her for not bringing him all of them.
Don't forget that Evan also got indoctrinated into the good old American prison system.
Yeah, the prison system section fucking sucks. It isn't actually on the synopsis, I will say, the prison section. No, not at all.
No.
It just says Evan used them to get back.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling from my beautiful brain.
Yeah.
He gets a really nice cellmate.
Oh, yeah, okay. This is gonna be like a running theme throughout most of the timeline jumps. All of Evan's roommates are actual great roommates.
I'm really mad that they never did anything to like help the cellmate. We never really like got to like do anything for him.
Honestly though, Evan's cellmate, #1 side character in my opinion.
He's so fucking cool.
He's so cool.
He's so awesome.
Awesome. Dude is willing to do anything for him.
Evan did get his journals stolen by the Nazi gang in the prison.
Yep.
So his whole goal right now is to get them back so he can do his time jump again. He does have a few pages left up because like when the Nazi gang was taking them off him, they sort of grappled and ripped some pages, you know? So he tells his new roommate, hey, I can prove I'm not crazy. And man, I actually really dislike what happens here. Like the particular injury he uses to convince him.
Yes.
So his roommate is very religious. We get like multiple cuts showing his religious tattoos throughout like the very small time we see him. There's like one scene he walks in and we see a new tattoo on his arm. Like these tattoos are always there, but like every scene he walks in we're like, hey, look at this religious tattoo. We haven't shown you this one yet. It's kind of funny, honestly. Oh, have you guys seen his cool tat game? You've seen that one, but have you seen this one?
But wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more. And he's really sweet. He's realistic. He's grounded. He's like, I did bad things. Jesus is there for me, but I still did bad things. And I think that's really nice. Owning up to the fact that Jesus... I have like... I'm not a religious person myself, but I enjoy that viewpoint in religion where you're like, I did fuck up. Jesus may have died for my sins, but they are still mine. I still did the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I find that, and I still need to own up to them, and take the penance. You know.
Yeah. You know, own up for your mistakes.
You can't grow as a person if you don't. Basically, I find there's some like views on religion that I find quite pleasing. Unfortunately I could never become that spiritually inclined. It's not in my soul. But I do enjoy the religious peoples when they aren't weird as fuck about me existing.
It's almost as if bad people are still bad no matter the religion.
Gosh!
Who would have guessed? Wow.
Fucking no-brainer, honestly.
Yeah, but I'm holding myself back. I'm going off on religion.
We'll get a religious movie at some point, then you can go.
Yeah. I will not be happy because all religious movies are mostly bad. Not the animated one about
Prince of
Moses.
Egypt.
That one's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that one's fucking hype.
I
didn't see that as a kid because my father is a religious non-atheist. My father is religiously an atheist, you know. So we weren't exposed to a lot of religion in my household because he was weird as fuck about it. But it's a beautiful movie. I'm glad I finally watched it.
It's a good putting religious stuff aside. It's a really good movie.
It's gorgeous. Everyone should see it. This podcast is actually about Prince of Egypt now.
Prince of Egypt now, yeah.
We don't have to talk about Ashton Kutcher anymore.
Quickly, editor rep, please change the title.
I will say, as soon as we entered the prison segment, I was like, God, there's going to be a prison rape bit, isn't there?
Yep, and guess what?
There is! Yay! Everyone remind the chat, the prison system it's completely capable of stopping prison rape. It is another form of control within the system. Just don't forget that factor. It's not like a punishment for bad people. It's just another system of control. We don't control who it happens to and all that yada yada.
Yeah.
Gosh, anyway. So, he takes one of the pages after telling him, watch me do my thing,
Yes.
and I'll prove I'm not crazy. So he takes one of the pages and he reads it. And like there's this bit back in primary school where he was drawing a picture of himself murdering people.
It was elementary school, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Little weird ass kid. I remember back when I saw that picture at the very start of the movie, I was like, man, send this kid to art school, he's fucking good.
Yeah, I was like, man.
And then it turned out grown adult Evan was drawing it from prison.
Honestly, I'm more impressed that he managed to draw that so quickly.
Yeah, that was fucking
Even
amazing.
Even as an adult.
Yeah, that's still really good. He should have gone to art school. Get all his trauma out in art. That would actually been really good for him.
Actually might have been better.
And like this school is amazing. This primary school is beautiful. It has the fucking... So you know the spikes, right? That people used to put like post-it notes and stuff on to store them?
Yeah.
It's got 2 of those bitches on the teacher's desk.
Why do you have 2 of them, teacher? Like, why? You know?
So some people use them as like an in and out tray for filing system, which I don't get because you're spiking them. You're not going to be able to read some of this stuff. It's bad.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, even from my memories, I don't remember seeing a single like spiky paper thingy do in my like.
No. I've never seen them IRL either. It's just very funny that they had this in a fucking primary school at child height level. Like, bitch, this was a lawsuit waiting to happen. This was inevitable.
Yeah.
This was not like him making a new grand scheme. This was like...
Okay, I'll get into this like little plot issue, but continue on. I'll get back to this later.
Okay. So basically, he walks right up to these bitches, slams his palms right through them, and then comes back to prison with stigmata. Stigmata, you know, the wounds that go right through the palm to the back of the hand, for those who don't know. The sort of thing that Jesus had, which is, you know, the religious connotations. It makes me feel really angry about how he manipulated this poor cellmate into thinking he was, like, sent from Christ or something. No, you go on, Hazel. It's your turn.
About...
You were angry about something. Go on!
Oh, no, yeah, sorry. I was like, we weren't there yet. So basically, best cellmate ever. Agrees to the plan, so...
He agrees to help him, yeah.
Yeah, Evan goes up to the leader of the gang, is like, alright...
Nazis, guys, by the way.
Yeah, Nazis. I'll go, and he's like, alright, I'll join your crew, and I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Yeah, he says a bunch of slurs to convince him to join as well, which we are not going to repeat because we're not pieces of shit.
We don't want to get the YouTube police.
Well, it's less that, and it's more that we don't fucking hate people.
Yeah. But also that we don't want to be banned.
That would suck, yeah.
After almost doing the stuff that needs to do to join, he commits violence upon the leaders. His
one thing about that moment, I was very surprised. The 2000s movie, they didn't go for the prison rapist being black. I was like, dang, that's so common. This is interesting. Subversions, honestly. Just my little thought. I'm not happy that there was prison rape at all in the movie, but I was just surprised that the early 2000s was that like aware of how weird that would be. Or they weren't, and they just wanted to have Nazis being creepy.
Probably Nazis being creepy.
Yeah, people have like this running concept that Nazis are actually gay because they're obsessed with the beauty of the Aryan nation.
Yeah, so after committing the violence, best cellmate helps out and buys him enough time to travel back in time to around, I believe it's just before Tommy kills his dog.
It is, yeah.
Okay, now here's like my minor issue with this sequence. Evan didn't need to go back in time to severely injure himself to prove a point.
No.
He could have just waited.
No, he didn't. It's completely unnecessary.
Cool, I get it's a flex, but you don't need to do that when you already have like a page. I get it's like too early, but good God.
Also, his mum said she was going to bring him the other ones.
But no, Evan is too impatient, too reckless. Too impatient and too reckless is going to be a continuing thread.
His god
for
complex
this
is going to continue to grow and become monstrous.
individual of interesting motives. So, anyways, that's just my regret. Like, Evan, you could have just stayed there, you know?
Yeah.
Come on. Back where Evan's about to kill his dog, but
Tommy's about to kill his dog.
gives.
Tommy.
Yeah, sorry.
Very
names.
different people.
Yeah, Evan returns back to the time where Tommy's about to kill his dog, but decides to do something about it and gives
Lenny
a
sharp implement.
sharp piece of metal.
And he just says cut the rope.
Yeah.
So Lenny's not mentally stable right now because the dynamite thing did
Yeah.
just happen.
Yeah. Not to mention all the other
Shit that
instances of
Tommy
abuse.
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Tommy isn't healthy and he's taken out on Lenny a lot. Because Lenny is from Tommy's viewpoint, Lenny is the weaker link, the weakest link. So
Yes.
he's an easy target to vent on. And the dynamite incident did still happen in this timeline.
Yes.
So Lenny still has the trauma of murdering a mother and her infant child. So he's not doing great. And you gave him a sharp implement.
And it turns out you didn't even need the sharp implement at all because
you just
somehow Evan manages to talk Tommy down.
he just
away from like
he just charisma stared at the guy and it was like,
yeah.
oh, it's actually not a big deal. But Lenny still
And
has
then-
a sharp implement.
And then consequences.
Yeah, Lenny fucking stabs Tommy and he bleeds out on the ground and dies.
Yeah, and now Evan wakes up in a new reality. Sorry, timeline.
So Lenny is in the institution. He's been institutionalized.
Yeah.
Not surprising. Like I don't like that he's in there, but he's immensely traumatized. And it's 2004. They ain't got shit to work with.
Yeah. Oh, also,
Kaylee is.
Wait, not yet.
Oh, sorry.
Remember, he has to return back to the doctor because remember, every timeline reset or jump,
Yes.
he gets a major nosebleed.
Yes, he goes
So
back to
his-
the doctor.
So I believe old Goth Roomy was here. If I'm
Yes, the goth roomie. Goth roomie was
so-
back. We got that dopamine hit.
correct. Yeah, we got best roommate Goth buddy in this timeline, and he finds Evan bleeding profusely from his nose, so he gets sent back to the doctor that did the MRI before.
Yeah, because he like has
So
medical
we s-
records and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're back at the
Institution naturally.
institution naturally. Yeah. And here's Evan being an utter goofball.
He's a fucking mess.
Careless.
He's losing it.
Not even a mess. He's just an ass about it too. He's like, yeah, I know this. I'm better. Maybe a little bit. You know?
It's fucking suck. God, he fucking sucks. He sucks.
Oh, and before he leaves, he commits robbery. Remember, he steals the ID, so he can sneak down.
And like
to,
stare at Lenny and be sad about things.
Yeah, and then I think Letty goes off on him.
Yeah, Lenny's like,
believe.
you ruined this all then. If what you're saying is true, this is all your fucking fault and you should be here and not me.
Yeah.
And Evan's like, oh my god, mean to me.
Oh no, mean to me. I'm just gonna run away from my problems
I'm
again.
gonna run away. And I was like, man, you
Evan,
fucking
we're bullying
suck.
so much.
Lenny was right.
Yeah.
But he was, Ashton was also really goth in this timeline. Like as goth as they would let him, he was also goth. Kind of.
He was.
He was a bit gother.
He's pretty emo. Like
Yeah.
I could sense it.
As goth as Ashton would let them make him. Which was, it's still Ashton, so the bonus wasn't there.
Yeah. So after that, then he tries to track down Kaylee by threatening her father. Remember that part?
Yeah.
Of course, Evan's being mean about it.
He's, oh my god. Kaylee does not deserve this to put up with this bullshit.
Honestly, nobody related to Evan should deserve to be put up with.
There's
whatever
one
he does.
really bad line in this scene
Go for
that I
it.
took a note. So,
I remember hearing you groaning about this very loudly, and I love it.
so here's the thing. This scene is meant to be like morose and somber. So, she says in reference to asking how he's going and what's going on in his life. How's tricks? Sorry, occupational humor. I fucking hated that line so much. Listen, I get it on conceptual level, but it should have been gone through the rewrites and should have been deleted. It's not a good line. It doesn't work in the scene. It's bad.
It's not.
It deserves to be in a fucking like dark comedy. This is not a dark comedy. There's nothing comedic about this movie.
Like, I get the intent, it did not hit at all.
And he's really emotionally abusive in this bit with her, actually. Really manipulative and fucked up.
Just, can I punch him already, please? Please?
He literally says, "You were happy once." And I'm like, yeah? Shut the fuck up!
I wonder why she isn't happy.
Oh my god, I want to throttle him so bad in this like one scene.
Let me join you with that. Let me push him down and start kicking him like JoJo Part 5, alright?
Yeah. I'm sure we can get more people in on it. God, it fucking sucks. It's bad. So he's like, man, this sucks. Everyone's mean to me. I'm traveling again. I'm time traveling again. Kaylee doesn't want to fuck me. Everyone's mean to me. I'm leaving. And this timeline rules.
This time, So before we get into this timeline, let's explain how he gets there first. So Evan does another jump, but it's to the point where it's just before the dynamite goes off.
Yes.
And it prevents it.
And like the mother and the mother's walking up to the mailbox with the child in her arms, and she's like making baby talk with it, and she's like, "Oh, it's a baby. Let's look at our mailbox, baby."
Yeah.
And they're so cute.
Yes. So. So Evan sprints to deal with the mailbox. Tommy does something good for once.
Tommy's like, if you're trying to save people, this isn't how you do it. I have to say, I think that Tommy was like frozen in fear when he saw people walk up to the mailbox in their previous timelines. He was frozen in fear. As soon as Evan runs up and starts acting like a fool, yelling and telling her to move away from the mailbox, he's like, the bystander effect stops affecting him, and he can jump in and help. As I say, he's not a bad kid. He was just acting out in a bad fucking place. And he leaps over the lawn and throws them to the ground away, so the blast doesn't get them at all. I respect it, but also I'm like, ooh, that's a bad move, because the mother and the baby might get injured. No, it's a split-second decision, and it's the best he could do in the moment. I'm gonna be so
That's right.
It was scary. It was touch and go for a moment, but Evan is right there by the mailbox. He was like gonna open it up and like take out the dynamite for some fucking reason.
For some reason.
For some reason, he thought that was like the best way to deal with the problem.
And then obviously he blows up.
He blows up a bit,
So he wakes up and he's back at his dorm. Lenny is his roommate, and he has a major glow up.
Lenny looks fucking amazing. We love this bitch.
Lenny, a long hair. Lenny's hairstyle in this timeline.
And the facial hair with it too. Such a good combo.
But nice. I think it was a goatee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's a great look
stubble.
on him. No, it's not. It's too crafted to just be stubble. Yeah. He looks
Lenny said,
so beautiful.
Pausing on Evan because we don't care about Evan.
Yeah,
Lenny,
no, it's not about him right now.
You could see that this man, this dashing college man, sat down and
he sat in front of the mirror and he had a dedicated trim moment,
Not even trim. That hair is kept so well.
Hey, he conditions. He is not using the 2-in-1. He uses like a proper conditioner and shampoo.
He conditions. He doesn't I bet he washes. He washes his hair
he massages the stuff into his scalp properly and everything.
Down.
He gets that shit into the scalp and everything. Yes. He's stunning.
Cosmetic companies hired this college student. Come on.
Him and the goth guy. My dudes for this movie. My ones to look out for.
I'm gonna be real. Lenny's hairstyle has no reason to go so hard.
Oh, it does. It's showing him at his best self.
I know, but even at his best self, it has no reason to go that hard.
It's all for him.
It's
all
so
for the
good.
It's all for the love of the game.
It's all him. Please, companies, hire this man.
It's only been a couple of decades. Please get him on the phone.
Like you see like the first few moments, you see like the first few frames of see Lenny, and I was like, damn,
glowing. He's
where'd you
glowing.
get that? This man is glowing.
Yeah.
Absolutely radiant. Absolutely overshadowing.
And it turns out there's someone else in bed with Lenny.
Yeah, overshadowing Kaylee.
Lenny and Kaylee.
Yeah.
And they actually worked really well. They're very cute.
They look really well, but I'm gonna be real. Lenny's just taking that spotlight. I'm sorry.
It's hard to compete with a beast like that.
Oh
she was not set up to win in this scenario, and I don't think she cares.
I really think
she's winning because she has him.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's really the hair. Oh my goodness, that hair is...
Azel loves gorgeous long hair on his men.
No, I like when there's men out there that keep their hair, they treat their hair good.
Azel loves a well-hygiened man.
It's almost as if I like
clean people with good hygiene.
Clean people that can fashion.
Yeah.
That can rock the hairstyles they want to.
You heard it first, folks. Azel loves his men clean.
Here, folks.
Go have a shower if you want to get with this boy.
Look, if you can rock a look, doesn't matter what gender.
Yeah. That's totally real. I may be a lesbian, but I know when I see a hot person that it's hot.
Yeah. Like honestly, I'm like, I see you.
Exactly. So Evan is fucking emo as shit. He's a depressed bastard.
We didn't go into reason. Well, there's multiple reasons as to why he's depressed. One of it is that Kaylee's with arguably the better person.
That seems to be his main reason, though. That's so real.
Yeah, but there's also the other reason.
Well, yeah, but I think if Kaylee was still with him, even if the other reason was there, I think he'd be less depressed. I think he'd be actually able to cope. You know, he's that sort of cunt. He's like, my friend has hot girlfriend, but I don't. Sad.
I think the fact that Kaylee's there is like a force multiplier for his depression.
Yeah, he's such. This is what we mean by him being obsessed and not actually in love.
Yeah.
He always seeks her out and makes it about himself.
Oh, we forgot to mention what that incident was.
We did. So remember how he blew up?
No, we were so focused on how big of a glow up Lenny got.
Well, it was important. It was important in photo cover.
It was a major thing. But
so Lenny, so Evan did blow up is the thing.
And he don't got no arms anymore.
He don't got no arms, babies.
Yeah.
Right below the elbow, there's nothing there. Which is pretty difficult to live with, no matter what time period you're in. He's in a wheelchair. Actually, why is he in a wheelchair? Does he not have legs either?
I don't think.
They never really showed that very clearly. They only showed the arms.
Yeah.
I still don't get why he's in it. Actually, there is that one. Sorry, I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit. There is that one bit where he falls over out of his wheelchair. And it's kind of implied that there's nothing in the jeans. So I think he might not have legs, but it wasn't super clear outside of that one incident. And even that one incident was kind of more it more showed that he couldn't push himself up with his arms, which was a problem.
I think he might be double amputee this time.
Yeah. It didn't do a very good job of showing that clearly.
But let's assume for the sake of understanding, because he's in a wheelchair, right?
Yeah. Oh, the Wikipedia does say he's a double amputee.
Oh, he does. Well, there you go. Oops. Too bad. It's too bad. At this point in the movie, I was starting to not pay attention to Ashton Kutcher. No.
I expended all my energy at this point. This movie is only 2 hours long, folks. I've watched longer, boring movies. This is just the psychological damage.
Yeah. So aside from him falling down and being laughed at, Kaylee understandably stands up for her friend. You know, all that. And they run into Tommy.
Yes!
In this timeline.
Tommy looks so happy.
Tommy looks so clean and happy. Okay, I will say though, I don't like this, the slick side haircut he had.
No, I think Well, the thing is, he's also heavily religious now.
Yeah,
I think it's the Mormon coding of his new look is what's going on there with the hair.
Yeah, I get that, but it doesn't suit him.
No, I think he's just really trying to distance himself from who he was, and I understand that. He's also still growing as a person, so I imagine that he'll loosen up a bit more as he grows.
Tommy. I like this timeline.
Yeah, no, I do. He's also still like growing as a person, so I do think he'll loosen up as he grows into himself in this timeline.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
But I will say, that hairstyle does not suit you, buddy.
Yeah, no, it's okay. We believe in him. We believe he'll see a nice barber and he'll fix that.
I hope Tommy gets help for that hairstyle. Everything else is great.
In every timeline, Tommy needs help in some way.
Yeah. Just get that haircut.
Please.
Sorry. I'm like, sorry.
No,
I had to point
it's
this out.
okay.
I'm just like,
it's okay. We must
character.
help Tommy in every way we can, no matter the timeline.
Yeah. So, yeah, they run into Tommy, and then I believe
Tommy is so perky and pleased.
Yeah. Well, go from a complete 180 from perky and pleased to Evan. He and Kaylee have a brief moment to
talk.
Just talk about
He's
what
like,
if
what if we fucked and got together? Why aren't we doing that?
have you ever thought about me,
And she's like, yeah, I thought about it. That's a normal human thing to do.
Yeah, but it's like, that's just not how it is. That isn't how it ended up, and that's just life, It's like,
and I'm pretty sure she says at one point that she's like, it's not about your hands. It's just who I am in this moment.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure she clarifies it's not about his disability, because he kind of implies that it is.
Yeah.
I might be reaching. I might be misremembering. But, I really don't think it is about your disability, but I really think that the thing is that Lenny is just fucking hot as hell. And is a good dude.
Understandably so.
He's a good dude. He's good to her. Even in, the frat bro timeline, where arguably she was at her happiest, she was not doing good.
Yeah.
She had her brother was in prison, and she constantly had to emotionally mediate between her boyfriend and him. That's not good for someone. This is her best timeline.
Yes, this is the best timeline for everyone but Evan, but we don't care about Evan. So.
Evan fucking sucks, so it's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so after this talk, Evan gets real angry and says,
"Oh, you're so angry. Little baby angry guy."
So he does the good old jump thing.
Yeah,
and of course
he tries to drown himself in his fucking bathtub.
Oh yes. That, yeah. Thankfully, all of his friends are good goobers this time
Tommy
around.
shows up and helps him, and he's like, we all have our days. It's okay, Evan.
Okay,
just
okay,
reach
there was some
out
good
to
humor
me.
here. There was some good dark humor here, at least. It's like, shit, you forgot the toaster. And I think Evan replied was like, but I think Lenny likes Pop-Tarts. Or something like that.
Yeah.
That was a very cheeky moment of dark humor. I was like, okay, I'll take that.
It was cute. It was nice because it was like a cathartic sort of bit of comedy after he'd literally tried to kill himself, and Tommy was helping him sort of after. People don't talk about this. You need kind of like an emotional aftercare after trying to commit suicide, and Tommy was doing an amazing job there. He was being so kind and caring, and he was just there for him. And he was very real too. He was like, we've all had these days. We want to be there for you. Just talk to us.
Yes.
Tommy is so cool. He's going to bang a hot chick in that timeline. He's going to get such a hot bitch, and it's going to be good for him.
This is the best time for everyone, and I want them to thrive. So
I would say he's going to bang a hot partner, but it is 2004 or less, and they would not.
No. Say it. Go off.
Okay, Tommy, you're going to find such a hot bitch at Pride. Gender non-negotiable, no idea what the gender's going to be, but you're going to show up at Pride one day and everything's going to make sense.
It'll just click.
I can see it.
All the stars aligned.
He's gone from a pent up, upset, traumatized child to very religious. The pipeline is so real.
Oh, it is real. I know people who went through that pipeline.
He just needs to see a man in booty shorts and he'll be fixed.
He just needs to see the right person at the right time.
You're saying it a lot cuter than I am.
Hey, because who knows? It might not be a man in booty shorts. Right?
That's true. It
Never
could be
know.
a gender non-conforming person in booty shorts.
Shoot, it could be even just opposite sex in booty shorts. Whatever. The
That's
world's
so
an oyster,
true.
you know?
So true. Okay.
You heard
Yeah.
it here.
He jumps again. He jumps again because he fucking hates his life.
Wait, pause. He needs 2 jumps, remember? The
That's
first jump
true.
was, I believe... Also, pause. Before he goes to the jump, Lenny, bless him for being an awesome roommate. If there's one good thing about being Evan, is that you have really good roommates.
Evan always has hot roommates, and it's like, why did he get to have them and I didn't? I say as
Not
someone
even
who's
hot-
never left home.
Not even hot roommates, just like absolute like understanding. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm gonna let you rock.
Yes,
you
yes,
know?
there's a moment where like he's having a literal trauma seizure, blood nose everywhere. And his goth-ass roommate is like, man, I'm here for you. I'm calling the fucking I'm taking you to the doctors immediately.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what I was planning to do. It's another one where he like tells Evan, hey, I don't think you should be reading those journals. You're resurfacing trauma. It doesn't seem like it's good for you.
Yeah.
It's so real, so cool of him.
And then prison best cellmate going through hell and high water for him. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then we get to,
Lenny.
double amputee timeline.
Oh,
And then you're
man.
like, I don't know what you're doing, but do what you gotta do.
Yeah, just please let us be there for you for it.
Yeah.
That's all they're asking in this timeline. They just say,
Yeah.
please, let us in.
But no, Evan's being too emo.
Evan
anyways.
Evan is in his fucking evanescence mode.
Okay, first, I know you like Evanescence. Do you really want to like put Evanescence?
No,
and
I know.
Evan in
It's
this?
just his name is also Evan. I had to make the joke.
I know. Okay, I know. But still. I don't do that to your favorite band or yourself, alright?
No, you're right. You're right. I take it back. Edit it, cut it out. Bleep me or something. I don't know.
So this is the timeline where I believe the blackout occurs when he's talking to his father. Yes.
Yes. This
Okay.
blackout is really interesting because we remember how earlier in the movie when he blacked out while talking to his father and his father's just fucking strangling him.
Yeah.
This
This is where-
explains why. He basically
Yes.
tells his father he can fix everything. God complex, full throttle, and his dad is like, no,
No.
you literally can't. This is like a generational thing. I've had this too, you know that. This isn't like something you can like, you can't fix people's lives. Like, that's not something that like works. That's not how people work. You can't just play with them like fucking Barbie dolls. And the kid refuses to listen because obviously he does. He's adult Evan in his God complex. And his dad just looks across the table and starts strangling him. As you would
Yeah.
when you hear that a child is playing with reality. And you realize that this isn't a child. He probably did realize actually that this was Evan from the future. I imagine he did. Because like, there's no way he didn't recognize that the kid he was talking to immediately switched into a different person.
Yeah.
And he knows like he had that phenomenon that happened to him. That's the sort of thing that he was doing when he was about the same age as Evan growing up. He knows the signs. He knows what's happening. And he
Yes.
knows how it ruined his life.
Yeah.
And the people around him. So, I
So-
mean, we don't hate this dad for strangling his child because it wasn't a child, actually.
Yeah. But when child Evan
Came back.
Comes
That
back
was
to
the
the surface.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Also, I will say, just a minor, like, very funny thing about the scene. I
Yeah.
mentioned this to Priscilla.
Yeah.
The guard, there's a guard there, because, visitations always require, like, some important staff to be
Just
there
standing
or something.
behind Evan the whole time, leaning on a wall.
No, behind his father, as they're having
Oh, yes.
So it's like, you're this guard, right? You're looking out the window, and then there's this kid who suddenly just talks with, like, a higher brain function
He was probably
out
like,
of nowhere.
he was probably like, this mental illness is genetic. It's not my job to look at this one.
Yeah, I'm just like...
I was just like, this
"Ooh,
man is playing Candy Crush in his brain. He don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So there was that time, Jumper Team. Evan was like, dang, my dad sucks. He didn't help me.
And then he does the jump to, I believe, which one is it? It's the dynamite one, right?
Yeah. He goes back to
Yeah.
his childhood and prepares to discard the lit dynamite. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
He
this is-
jumps back to the film because actually we missed a bit. His mother, who was stricken with
Oh,
grief
yes.
because of the double amputee, she took up smoking again really severely and developed lung cancer. So that's why he jumps back
Yes.
to fix her. So he goes back to his childhood during like the scene where the father is just about to film him
Yeah.
and Kaylee. he decides that if he discards the dynamite that was in the basement of this house right now, nothing will happen. None of the bad things will happen. So he goes over, he lights it. First of all, why did he light it?
What, yeah, like, why do you light it?
Like, why did that happen? Just throw it in the just throw it fucking anywhere. Just put it in your pocket. I don't know. Anything. Why did you light it? What was the point? So him and the father grapple with it.
And then
it drops on the floor.
Yeah. And
Kaylee picks it up. And
then it goes boom.
And it kills her. She's dead because she was like a child. She wasn't even a teenager. She didn't have the body to live with that. And then he's in the institution. He's in the mental hospital. He finds out that he doesn't have any journals. There's no way to like jump with the journals.
So
his mother has done her best her whole life to raise this kid. She's doing everything for him still. And he's so ungrateful. Yeah, go on.
Punch him, please. Let me punch him. I want to punch him.
Me, you, and me both, bitch.
It's like me and Bruce are like, get in line. No, you get in line. No, you get in line.
No, you first. You first. Ladies first. Boxers first.
No. Dolls first. Doll first. At this point, we aren't able to punch him because we're being too kind to each other.
Yeah. We're like, who should have the privilege first? You should. You're so good.
Yeah.
He's in the institution. He sort of hangs out during an appointment where his mother and the doctor to sort of discuss the situation because he has suffered like irreversible brain damage from all the time travel and like what it's done to his brain.
Yes, like it is uncharacteristically for a lack of a proper term.
Yeah, we don't know exactly what's going on there. They don't like put a medical degree on like the condition or anything, but his brain's fucked up from all that time travel data, basically.
In very, very like layman's terms, time travel machine broke.
Machine broke. Machine broke.
Ice cream machine broke. Please come back later.
Yeah. He doesn't take that seriously. He don't give a shit.
Yeah, he wants to go back and jump somehow.
Yeah, he asks. He knows he doesn't have the journals, so he asks his mother to bring home movies.
Yeah.
Because he figured that his father used those to time travel.
I think it was photos for his dad.
Oh yes, it was grandfather who did the videos because his grandfather also had the condition.
It's a family thing, just so
you know.
Yeah,
it's genetic. Only in the men though. Which is interesting because a lot of these mental conditions they're only categorized in the woman. I thought that was a nice touch.
Interesting.
Yeah, like genetic conditions, because men. I mean, this is my running theory. There's some data, but it's my running theory. Because men don't go to the doctors as much and don't signal when things are wrong as much to society. They don't get genetic markers as frequently as women that are like for various things.
Yeah.
Like the data isn't there. There is like studies to back up what I'm saying, but I'm not linking that shit. You guys can look it up yourself.
Yeah. No, but like after you said, I was like, oh my goodness, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. Man, go to the doctor. Talk about everything that hurts. I mean, if you can, I know that America fucking sucks.
If you can, if you are financially able to, and you are safe enough to, you know.
Put that data into the medical system on male health conditions. I'm not talking gender. I'm talking like sex, right? The medical term
DNA,
sex.
chromosomes, all that. Yeah.
Intersex as well.
Please.
If you can do that. I know that a lot of the medical system will not categorize your data because they just don't have the layout for intersex information yet. But what you can do, bitches, what you can do is you can make your own file.
Get your receipts.
Yeah. Get all your like tests and put them in like a binder or something.
Yeah.
And then at least you know that you have collected some data that could be beneficial for the well-being of many other people.
Pull it all. All of it helps.
Let me get off my pedestal for a minute and get back to the movie.
No. We like our pedestals here.
I'm very good at tangents, you will find.
I think we're both good at tangents.
We are. It's why we're so good at podcasting. We're so good at focusing on subjects. Yes. So he asks for the home movies. He finds out that there is a bunch of stuff kept, like data, like the photographs and home movies, because his paternal grandparents and his grandfather and his father were both kept at the same institution. He finds out that those were kept in file, basically. So he, God, the sneaking, the sneaking.
Is it even sneaking?
It was really bad. The way I really think with the acting, he was trying to be sneaking, but he was not sneaky.
He was not uncomfortable. He was not comfortable being in found. I can tell that much.
No. He was not sneaking like a sneaker would. Us fellow sneakers know what sneaking looks like, and that isn't it.
That's like awkward waddling.
He was waddling. Yes, you're right. Sideways awkward waddles. Sometimes it was sideways. Actually, sometimes it was just like straight on. It was very funny.
Like even then, it was still pretty rough.
Yeah. But he makes it to the office with the files. Somehow.
Barricades himself.
Oh my god. Okay, there's a really funny moment though where he tries to so he's been sneaking, trying to sneak this whole time, right? He tries to open the door and it's locked. So he smashes the glass! He's been sneaking this whole time and then he makes a whole bunch of noise. It's so fucking funny.
It's so funny.
I'm like, what was the point? What was the point? Oh my god!
It's so funny.
It is. It's genuinely very good. Oh yeah, but yes, he finds the videos. He finds the home movies.
Yes, but pause. We start the film out this scene.
We do! Surprise chat, this is the scene that starts the movie.
Yes. Gotcha.
We started the movie with him barricaded in this office, writing down something. I don't know why he wrote that down actually, looking back.
No, me.
It was pointless.
I think it was just in a case of I think he was writing it down as a last ditch attempt to have something to jump with.
I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. Anyways, he pulls up a home video of, I believe, his mother.
Yes, she was about to give birth at the hospital.
Yes.
Babes, babes,
Yes. You do.
What's the term? He re-pregnates himself. That's not the word, but that's the best I've got. He's back in the womb. Imagine what that would be like, guys. A conscious adult back in the womb.
Yeah.
I know some of you are into that. Anyway. I see you. I know, I've been on the internet. You're fine. It's just a bit weird when it's your own mother, you know? Anyway. Yeah, he's in the womb now.
And... yeah.
So here's the thing as well. We watched the directorial cut.
Yes.
So this is actually very different to the theatrical cut.
Yes.
What we've said with the womb and such, this is different.
Yes. Completely different. So he's back in the womb and decides
she was just about to give birth.
Decides to simply put self-terminate.
Yep. He uses the umbilical cord in a funky way that some babies like to do, which apparently is consistent, is meant to be a throwback to the bit where the sidekick says you have no lifeline and you don't belong in the world.
Also, during this instance, I believe you also hear a flashback of his mother saying you were incredibly lucky to be unborn.
Yes, because she had a bunch of stillbirths.
Yes.
She didn't have children, and she had a lot of stillborns, and fuck, that's traumatic. Another one. Jesus Christ. No wonder she was acquainted with the therapist office so much.
Yeah.
They would do it. Oh my god. I did say while we were watching that my brother did it better when the guy strangled himself with the umbilical cord. This guy in the movie, he just twisted it with his little baby hands. My brother did a cool ass somersault and tied it in a knot. Get on his fucking level.
do a flip.
Exactly. What a
Sorry.
loser.
Sorry, I had to, but I'm like, what?
Anyway.
Anyway.
So Kaylee, because Evan isn't tying her down, like apparently she was staying in that town because she was like obsessed with Evan. That's the only reason Tommy stayed too, because he was protecting Kaylee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, so if Evan wasn't there, they'd all be happy. So she's decided to live with her mother, who was in the other town, and it suggests that she was perfectly happy and lived a great life, and she found a love. And everyone else did too. They had lovely lives, and they had lovely, fulfilling lives, and it was magical. And I was like, man, that's a great ending. What the fuck? And then Azel tells me, oh, this is the directorial cut.
Yeah, it turns out we were watching the directorial version.
And I was like, you're telling me they saw something different in the movies, but this is a great ending. And then we looked at the other endings. So...
Sorry, I'm like,
yeah.
I don't like these endings.
We will only talk about this one in the theatrical cut, because the other ones I just don't fucking get.
Yeah.
Very fair of me, honestly. I'm so cool for that. He uses an old home movie to travel back to the day he first met Kaylee. This looks like it was like at a birthday party or something. So this is really weird. He still exists. He intentionally upsets her. Like he says something fucked up and evil to her. Like he whispers something fucked up and evil to her.
It's like something, commit violence or something like that.
Yeah. So she hates him. She has no reason to stay in the town now. So she leaves to live with their mother, and Tommy follows her. So they're happy. And so Lenny is never bullied by Tommy too, so he's happy.
Yes.
However, this ends with Evan awakens in a cold dorm room where Lenny is his roommate. He asks him where Kaylee is. Lenny doesn't know who Evan is referring to, so he burns his journals and videos to avoid altering the past ever again. And for some reason, we have another bit for the theatrical cut.
Yeah, where it jumps to New York.
Where we both went, what the fuck?
Why is it in New York?
Well, mostly we went, what the fuck, over this next bit because it's just ruined. Evan and Kaylee pass each other on the street, briefly look at each other and continue walking.
But wait, there's more.
Oh. Yeah, there were the other endings too.
Yeah, so apparently there's like 3 variants of this ending. We covered one of them. Another one is where Kaylee and Evan look, and then they meet. Like they walk up and they're like, "Do I know you from somewhere?" And then they start talking, Emily, right?
Yeah, I fucking hated that one.
And then there's one more where it's like supposedly unclear what Evan's gonna do, but we all know. So Kaylee walks by, Evan looks back at Kaylee, pauses for a bit, and then follows her, and then the screen cuts to black. It's like, come on.
So as you can see, we had every single one of these endings except the director's cut.
Yeah, the director cut just does it better.
And I will say, the movie sucks overall. There are good moments. However, as like a put together piece, it's not good.
It's not.
Oh my god. I feel like I've talked about everything, but we know there's more. Azel, is there anything you want to talk about the movie, or is it time for me to really go in?
Just some aesthetical notes. Aesthetic notes. I love, even though it's a 2009 film?
2004.
I said 2009. I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. 2004 film. It has a really good color scheme.
Yes, the colors are very good. I will say it's very
vibrant.
pleasing to the eye if you don't think about other things.
Yeah, like just from like aesthetics, it does a really good job of denoting like what time you're in, basically. Like the I call it standard time, but the normal timeline, their initial timeline, it's all very blue and green. That's the childhood. Very cool.
Flashback coloring, yes.
Yeah, flashback coloring. And then when everyone's adult, it switches to red. So there's a clear distinction between, young and the past, and I say past more about like a young youth and then adulthood. And then I believe for the frat boy timeline, it's very saturated. And I guess the saturation does a bit of the fact
it does kind of work.
it does kind of work, but it also doesn't. It like the extra saturation does not help
No, it doesn't
the
make
jock.
it more
The frat.
appealing. No,
fit. That green and yellow did not suit him.
no, it was a bad look.
It was a bad look. Yeah. Also, there was like obviously like a lot of pink in the opening sequences for that timeline because it's the Kaylee timeline. It's the frat boy Kaylee timeline, you know.
Yeah.
And then that's like the most. Like aside from that, the other times were pretty like. They follow the same like rules as like, you know, blues, reds, all that. There was a moment in the double amputee timeline where Kaylee and Evan were having heart to heart. Heart to heart, air quotes. That's where like Evan just seeing his life die in front of him. That's weird.
Yeah.
Where Kaylee is obviously more saturated, but Evan is muted.
Yeah, which I thought it
Saturated.
was a good detail.
It was a good detail. But
I
it's
just,
also
yeah.
But I will say, hey crew, I get that it's a very simple shot to shoot, but don't put Ashton Kutcher in front of green screen. We know it's a
No,
green screen.
we saw the fucking lines around
We
the
saw-
hair.
We saw it, yeah.
The hair was
I'll
quite
give it a
prominent
pass
for
because
me.
it's 2004, but no, don't do that.
Yeah, that was rough.
And also, it's always funny because no matter what timeline he like starts, he always ends up in confinement somehow.
Yes. That's interesting actually. It's almost like he's trapped by himself. By his own choices. Like he's trapping
I
himself.
wonder if it's a message for Evan's actions. But yes.
Gosh, you might be onto something there.
Yeah, but no matter like what he does, I don't really know if like his initial timeline counts, because technically he's the most free there, even though it's kind of also like the timeline where Kaylee ceased to exist. You know.
I think in that timeline he's free until he realizes that he can do the timeline shift.
Yes.
As soon as he
and
starts
that's-
thinking about like going back and fixing things, that's when things go wrong. And that's
yes.
like that's literally the first thing he does is contact Kaylee. And
of
it's like,
course,
man, that was not helpful.
should have carried on with your life, you know. But no, here we are. But yeah, so like in the jock timeline, he ends up in jail, like obviously confined. The middle timeline, I don't know if I gave it a title, but
The prison one?
no, that's the jock timeline. That's
Oh,
the frat boy
right.
timeline where he ends up in prison. And then it's the I don't think I gave it like this title, but the one where Tommy's not Tommy, Letty's institutionalized and
Oh yes.
yeah,
That one.
Kaylee's not in a good spot in life.
No, she's having a rough one.
Yeah, she's having a rough one. Evan is still pretty trapped in the confines of a restaurant booth.
He is. Yes. That was
Yes,
a
yes.
very good shot.
It was a great sequence.
I will say, if you are at all curious about the composition work in this movie, I would just watch that one scene.
Yes, please do.
It's worth it all.
There are some good shots in this film.
I think if you were to like really isolate yourself from watching the whole thing, though, I think that would do it.
Yeah, do the like do the restaurant dining sequence, not the first one, the second one, please.
The dark one.
Yes. And then obviously double amputee is pretty, you know, it's pretty obvious how he's confined there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then the final timeline, well, technically the final timeline is mental hospital. It's also around how we start the film, so he's confined at the start too. And then the last one is he's in the womb. Very
The
much confined,
womb.
so- The womb.
Yeah, it was actually, now that you're saying it, there was that very consistent feeling of him being trapped by himself, and like his
Yes.
past actions, and like he was never able to like free himself from them.
Yes.
And that's a good point.
Before we get into Ashton, can I just shout out all the actors for like
Yeah.
the teenagers and the children and everybody else that is
God,
in
they were
Ashton?
good. Yes, that was so good.
And like we didn't mention this in our like what's that called? In our like synopsis of the movie, like us covering the synopsis of the movie. But every time Evan assimilates into a new timeline, he gets his memory changes. Right? You see those flashes, like that quick montage, right?
Yeah.
And you have to realize, like, every shot in that montage had to be shot.
Yes. They had to put
Production
all
wise.
that work in.
Yeah, so huge props to those actors and the crew for putting in that amount of work.
Yes, amazing effort.
Amazing effort. But honestly, props to the teenagers and child actors.
Yes.
They did so good.
Some of the best teenage and child acting I've seen in a long time. I just looked up the kid who played the child actually, and apparently he's Percy Jackson in a new TV series.
Yes, I was looking that up as we were talking about it.
Like, amazing job him. It's very hard for child actors to continue getting work.
Yes.
So very proud of him.
It turns out the actor for young Tommy was part of the Twilight Saga.
A legend.
Yeah.
No wonder I loved his vibe.
Do you want me to tell you who?
Go on.
Alec.
That checks out. I believe you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so props to you, young Tommy.
Good
now
job,
adult
Tommy.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, we do not have info on the other two child actors for, we don't have...
Well, maybe this was their only piece of work, and they decided they didn't want to do acting anymore, and that's totally reasonable. It's a very rigorous industry, not made for children, honestly.
Oh wow, someone, adult Lenny was in Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh my god, he was!
Yeah.
I saw that movie. Now I'm thinking about it. He was in that. I remember him.
He was Duke. He was a Duke.
He was, yes. Another great one, chat. Sorry guys, viewers. If you have the chance, please watch that movie. It's so fucking good.
I'm trying to see if...
He's trying to halt the Ashton anger hour.
No, hold on, sorry. I'm just seeing if there's anything notable for, Kaylee's adult actress. Oh, she was in Crank, I guess.
Okay, so is it time?
Yeah, go off. It's
So-
time, we're pivoting.
This is an extra tangent called Priscilla Found Something to Deep Dive on. Today's deep dive is about Ashton Kutcher and the many fuck-ups and scandals he's been involved in.
Get comfy. I'm comfy, I don't know about you.
I have been an Ashton hater for many years of my life. His vibe, before I was aware of his behind-the-scenes things, his vibe always irked me. I've been you, if you can say. But in recent years, I became greatly aware of the actual fucking terrible things he's done to people.
Yeah,
and
yes, go off.
since we watched a movie starring the man himself, I did some research so I could cover as much as possible today for all of you, so you can all live with the horrific brainworms that I have to live with.
I'm excited to hear this. I've specifically not read all the links you sent me in our
Oh, thank
messages,
you. I mainly
so
sent.
I can hear this
sent a
straight
bunch.
from Priscilla.
I sent a bunch of sources to Azel, so I will be putting them all in the description of the episode. So if you are wanting to fact check me, you may. This is just a bunch of bullet points. I haven't written an essay or anything. A lot of the incidents that come when it's surrounding these people, it comes down to basic facts and what these facts mean. Writing a whole essay isn't really required in my personal opinion. You should be able to just state what they've done and say, look at it.
Observe.
Observe. So we're starting, so Kutcher was 19. He was quite young in this one. However, I'm including it because it reflects a pattern of behavior. Mila Kunis was 14. They had a kiss scene on a 70s show. Kutcher was told by co-star Masterson, who recently has been convicted of multiple sexual abuse incidents, that he would give him $10 to French her. Given this was Mila's first kiss, by the way, not just first kiss on camera, but first kiss flat, she was stated that was scared having it on camera already, very normal. Many actors feel this way with their first kiss on camera. That was incredibly upsetting to note, but including the fact that Masterson has this conviction, this is an incredibly concerning incident that Ashton was involved in. He was one of the many disgusting men to comment on being excited about the countdown to Hilary Duff turning 18. He stated this openly in an episode of his show Punk'd. He also said the same about the Olsen twins. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis stated their support for co-star Danny Masterson after he was convicted of raping 2 women. They even gave him character references for the trial. Given Ashton had founded the anti-child sex abuse organization Thorn with Demi Moore, and even spoke in front of Congress in support of efforts combating trafficking and sexual abuse, the hypocrisy is truly disgusting and makes one question if his involvement with these groups were only skin deep. Following that backlash, Ashton and Mila posted videos apologizing Ashton stepped down from being chairman of the board for Thorn. Now, I will say I am giving Mila a small pass, as I greatly suspect that she has been groomed by Ashton and the on-set behaviour that she was subjected to during that 70s show. Only a slight pass. I'm still disappointed in her, but I am understanding of it. In 2012, Ashton engaged in brownface in depicting an Indian man in a commercial for chips. Just chips. Just a commercial, like, that's all. It wasn't for some, oh my god, it wasn't for some big job or anything. Ashton also questioned firing Penn State coach Joe Paterno after he was fired for covering up former defensive coordinator Jerry Sandusky's alleged sex abuse scandal. He later wrote an apology, but there is a repeated behaviour. Ashton famously invested a large amount in Uber. Uber has had its own share of sex abuse scandals, and once again, after mountains of outcry over workplace culture and harm, Travis Kalanick resigned as CEO. Ashton allegedly considered Travis a friend and stated, "We have to realize that people make mistakes and you have to let people learn from their mistakes." That is a direct quote from a tweet he made. Ashton also defended the company's suggestions to look into journalists' personal lives and families as a way to tackle bad press. And in most recent times, Ashton was stated as being at Diddy's parties and apparently co-hosted one in 2009. Now we get to the Demi Moore memoir. She details their relationship and its struggles. The age difference did create some struggles. However, there are things he did that spoke to his character more than his age. He was immature. However, you can still be a fucking good person and be immature. Kutcher lied to Demi about an actress co-lead in an upcoming movie with him that allegedly said she was uncomfortable seeing Demi on set. He asks her to stop visiting him while he works on this film, so he can maintain a good reputation and potentially work with the co-lead's director husband in the future. However, I'm saying however a lot, this is how I write my notes, I'm sorry chat.
No, go off, I love
the female
like
co-lead and Demi have the same manager. Demi, out of concern for the continued relationship and conflict of interest most likely, contacts the manager and finds out that the co-lead has no idea what Kutcher's been saying. Demi confronts Kutcher about this and he blames miscommunication. Demi's faith in him is shaken. Unsurprisingly, Demi Moore has a history with alcoholism and drug abuse. She also has a history with body image issues. Ashton had been encouraging her to drink. She gets drunk and almost drowns in a hot tub at her 45th birthday. Ashton is angry, which confuses her because, as we said, he's been encouraging the drinking. To humiliate her about it, he shows her a photo he took of her passed out with her head on the toilet. Instead of consoling her and telling her that he has made a mistake on the situation, he decides to humiliate her by showing how she behaves when she is drunk to her. After a dental surgery, Demi becomes addicted to painkillers. This happens to a lot of people. Okay, it's not uncommon. Myself, when I this is personal, when I was able to be knocked out via inhalation, we'll say, for a blood test, I had the most relaxation in my body that I had had in years, and I said to myself, if I had access to this all the time, I would become addicted. It's incredibly normal to become addicted to drugs that make your life easier. She starts to take higher and higher doses to meet the highs she had previously experienced. She forgets how many she takes in one incident and realizes she cannot breathe. She detoxes alone in her house while her daughters and Ashton are away. Ashton returns home and is mad that Demi had this problem. He is mad that she had a problem like this, and offers no support and compassion. Ashton becomes distant, and Demi tries to keep the relationship alive. She is putting all the work into this. He is putting none. Ashton says he wants to introduce new people into the relationship.
Alright, I see. Let me punch you real quick, sorry.
We're still going. Moore
Good,
finds
keep it
out that Ashton has slept with a 21-year-old in their home while she's away in New York. Moore recognises the woman as someone they saw at a bowling alley out with their daughters. She had given Ashton her number in front of them all, wife and daughters. Moore was disgusted with the woman, blatantly disgusted. She didn't hide her emotions about this at all. He had no reason not to know how she felt with this woman for approaching him while their children were there, and considered a personal slight that he pursued her, perhaps because of the disgust. Demi wants to talk to her daughters openly about the situation. She talks to Ashton about it. He argues that it was messy because they're in an open relationship now and he thought he could just sleep with whoever.
Yeah.
Demi's youngest daughters refuse to talk with her because she's spending all her time on making the marriage work. Ashton is angry because apparently she is affecting his relationship with the daughters instead of his own actions putting a strain on things. Can you hear my anger? My fury?
Oh no, I'm
You're locked in,
there
okay.
with you. I'm so locked in.
Demi stops drinking. We're cheering for her. We're happy for her. She stopped drinking. She's focusing on her work. Good job, Demi. We love you, babe. She suggests using an egg donor after multiple failed attempts to have a child with Ashton. Remember previously how we said she celebrated her 45th birthday?
Yeah.
Having a natural child is going to be very difficult. An egg donor is a very reasonable option. She asks Ashton about it after finding a perfect match. Yippee! She's ready. She found the perfect match first, so they don't have to wait. And she presents it to her. He agrees.
I'm ready. Oh, okay.
They fill out the paperwork. They do all the work for to prepare, you know? Days later, he backs out on the egg donor idea and said their marriage isn't working. Demi asks why he let her put all that work into the paperwork and research if he wasn't sure about it. He says he didn't think she'd go through with it. Ashton is cold to Demi. He wants to break up and move out. Demi is too nice. She has a pattern of unhealthy relationships, and during this relationship she realizes it.
Yeah.
Demi is still trying. Masterson has a party that same weekend as their 6th anniversary. 6 anniversaries. So that's I think that's 6 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a damn long time for this relationship. Would have dropped in year 1, but I'm a crueler person than her. I can't hate her for being a victim. She was doing her best and she was set up poorly. Ashton goes to the party and returns for the anniversary the next day. He starts love bombing her. He brings her to where they had their first date. Ashton sends her flowers and a card saying, "I believe in you," the next day. Demi is getting ready for a premiere when she gets an alert on her phone. Ashton was seen cheating on her with a young woman the night of the Mastersons party the day before he celebrated their 6th anniversary together. He slept with this woman and then drove home. Demi calls Ashton and he admits to it immediately. I suspect this is because the tabloids got it and he had no way of getting out of it.
Yeah.
If the tabloids did not have this scoop, he would have lied again. The relationship ends badly. The age difference aside, he is not good to her in the ways that are not related to youth and inexperience. That's the Demi Moore segment. Now we're on to Punked.
But wait.
There's more! Ashton was not the sole decider on which pranks to run, but however he was a main voice on them. Okay? So he wasn't the only person on the board deciding what pranks to run, but he did have a big voice on it.
Yes.
One prank had Jessica Alba flashed while she was shopping.
Ew.
Sexual assault.
Yeah.
Another prank had someone encourage 2 underage girls to drink alcohol. Another time, Justin Bieber was enlisted to prank Taylor Swift. They made her believe that fireworks he set off set a yacht ablaze. It had actors on board appearing to be people in wedding attire. She thought that this prank was going to end up with people fucking killed. She thought she was going to be an accessory to murder. Shannon Elizabeth was threatened into thinking that pictures of her / videos of her in an intimate state were going to be leaked. Her husband took part in the prank and this led to their divorce. Rightly so.
Rightly so.
Hugh Jackman. My man Hugh Jackman. We love Hugh Jackman. Shout outs to Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, yes, we love him.
He was led to believe he burnt down his best friend's house. Brandy and Ray J racially profiled by police in a truly horrific and terrifying incident. They thought they could get killed because they were cops racially profiling them while they were driving. Very realistic because they are both black, for those who don't know.
Yeah, I get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, this is a prank that did not go ahead, but I will be mentioning it anyway. A prank involving a fake corpse at a Las Vegas hotel, quote unquote, backfired, leading to a lawsuit that cost the hotel, Ashton, and MTV $10 million. Should have cost them more. These are my notes that I have taken over a couple of days related to things that Ashton has been involved in and Ashton has done. He has a pattern of egregious behavior, and I despise the man.
No, please. I'm in the same boat with you.
How much of that did you already know?
None.
None?
I don't keep track of Ashton
Not
Kutcher
even.
or anybody.
Not even. Oh my goodness, none. So this was all new to
No.
you. No wonder you
Yes,
were so
this is all-
quiet.
Yes, because I'm taking it all in. I'm like, oh my goodness, this man.
Yeah.
This
So you
man.
can see why I was like. Oh, you can see why I was so angry about this movie now.
No, I sense your anger. I heard I knew there was something off with Ashton Kutcher, but I did not know
As I
the
said
extent.
previously, this is stuff I've learned in recent years. He has always irked me, we will say. That was a lot of anger, though.
Nah.
I don't know I don't know if people can tell how angry I was, but that is Priscilla in like real anger, not mock anger. I will say one thing: the only way to stop things like this happening is to use your biggest tool, social shaming. If you see someone behaving like an absolute turd like this, you walk up to them and you go, what kind of fucking loser are you? What are you, 12? Grow up. I'm not joking. This is actually a very useful skill to use in these situations. People are terrified of looking like they're an outsider. This is something that more people need to enlist in the ways they fight back against these problems. I know that it's not going to fix everything. There is a lot of social upheaval that needs to be improved on, and he is just a symptom to a illness, we will say.
Yes.
He is one symptom to a massive illness. However, this is a tool that anyone can use, and I hope that one day Mila Kunis figures out what's going on. I'm glad that Demi Moore is doing well. I'm very happy about her amazing new movie, The Substance. Have you guys seen The Substance? She's the starring role in my heart in it.
Yes, you were going off about this today.
It's a very good movie. Unfortunately, because of my medical trauma, I can't actually watch it myself.
Yes.
However,
I remember this.
if you are able to stomach some medical ickiness, fucking run out and watch it. I know it's no longer at the movie theaters, but you know, find a way. Anyway, this is the Angry Priscilla episode. Thank you guys for coming along. Hazel, is there anything else you want to add?
No, please. That section was all yours. I was here for the ride and emotional and spiritual support.
Okay. We did forget to do one thing last episode.
Yes.
We
Do that.
forgot to change the tier list.
Oh, are we editing the tier list? I thought we were making a new one and then comparing.
I thought it would be more interesting if we edited. That's why I didn't do incognito mode. I pulled this.
Let's start with this one. Let's start with butterfly.
So butterfly effect.
Where was it?
It was at B, low B. It's below even Birdemic.
I think it's still low B.
I think it's still there. I don't think we're changing butterfly effect. It has merits.
I love how quick we were.
It has lighting merits. It has frame merits. Lenny's
There are
in
some
it.
good things about it. Look, all the supporting cast.
There are there are things to enjoy.
In terms of supporting cast, all stellar. Lead
Yes,
actor.
Yeah, that's that. We hate Unported does, you know. So we're keeping it there, but there was the other movie, Transformers 1. Azel.
Where did we put it?
Transformers 1 is also in B. It's just about
no,
Birdemic.
No, we're moving that to Achieve. I don't know about you.
Right?
Yeah.
I want to put it in between Iron Giant and Chronicle. Are you comfortable with that?
I can't argue with that. For now, we'll see once we get to those two films.
Oh, of course, of course.
Yes.
Yippee! We remembered to do the thing!
Hold your horses, we still got one more thing to do.
Yes, it's Azel's turn.
Yes, so hi, Editor Rat.
Hi, Editor Rat.
On my end, we have our good old Wheel of Fortune, and we need to spin for our next film after
Spin.
our double feature, because we are covering. Heads up, chat. call my viewers, chat. Help.
We're not live to. We stream.
Yeah. So heads up, we are doing a double feature. We're doing Reefer Madness and then the Reefer Madness the musical.
We're doing the OG and the musical. It's gonna be so fucking good. And
so
we're getting
good.
a dear friend of mine to join us for it.
Yes. So
you guys don't know them. I hope you all love them as much as I do.
I hope. I'm excited to have them on. They sound great.
They are very cool.
Okay, so this will be our next episode or the next episode after that. So once we're done with our 2 Reefer Madnesses, then we're gonna go to whatever film we get. Alright?
Yeah.
So here we go. 3, 2, bacon spinning.
Spin. Spinning.
Alright. I guess we aren't leaving the jail just yet.
Oh god, what are we doing now?
Bae vs. Transformers.
My suffering. Oh. But I am looking forward to being so angry once again.
Oh, please do. Alright.
But that's a wrap. Thank you
that's
for
a wrap.
joining me.
Okay,
for,
you can cut to this section now, editor.
That's a wrap. Thank you for joining me again
Thank you all
Azel,
for
our
coming.
wonderful episode. Thank you for watching again, chat.
Thank you for being here.
I have wonderfully received compliments from family on this, so that says a lot. They don't really watch streams. So this is
my box family would not watch this.
No. Oh, tragic.
No,
tragic,
more
sad
like
for them.
Nah, it's fine. They don't need to see this.
Parents have enjoyed this. Siblings have enjoyed this.
Oomfies have enjoyed this.
Many people have enjoyed this. Which has been a massive.
I'm happy.
It's a very good ego boost, we'll say. For to continue.
This is great. Yes. So, aside from that, just a quick recap. Even though we already recapped, I like my recaps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we will be covering Reefer Madness on episode 3, followed by the musical version for episode 4, and then we will be doing good old Bae vs. Transformers.
Oh.
It's okay.
I love to suffer, chat.
It's okay. With every good movie, we gotta balance it out with suffer. I think this is gonna be.
We haven't got a lot of suffering in the tier list, I will say.
Yeah.
We're just being hit by it all at once.
Yes. Honestly, it might be good to get all the bad films out through RNG and then do the good films.
Yes. I am looking forward to exposing Azel to Galaxy Quest.
Ooh.
And Love Live.
Wait. Okay, I know the person who submitted Love Live, and I'm pretty sure if I asked them, they'd be down to watch it with us.
Yes.
Because they're a huge Love Live fan too.
Oh, 100%.
Turns out. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch.
Follow us on Twitch. Check the description for all our details.
Yes, please.
And we have also got an editor down there. You should follow him too. He's a cool rat.
Yes. Yeah, cool rat. Also a VTuber. Go follow him. Follow us, please.
He plays the silly video games. He plays the silly video games, and so do we all. It's great.
Yes.
You love us.
Thank you, editor. Bless you.
Love you. Mwah mwah.
You'll probably see them in the edit somewhere.
Oh, I probably will, knowing him.